Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Friday.
Woo!
Woo! It's time to party. Who's ready for a party today? Hopefully all of our beloved Quad Squad members are here and ready to party with us. So let me know as you're hopping on. And if you have not been here for one of these lives on Fridays before, then let me explain what we're going to do today. So we have a subscription that is called Quad of the Month. Those who subscribe, we lovingly call you our Quad Squad. And
Yes.
we do these lives right before the Quad of the Month ships. So on the 15th of the month, or whatever business day is after the 15th of the month, in this case, July 17th, the Quad of the Month subscription will begin shipping to all of our members. So if you have previously purchased a membership, then you will get that automatically on your doorstep. If you have not previously purchased a membership, then these are exclusive. So there is not an opportunity to get these other than, trying to buy one after other people get them. And maybe if someone decides that it's not quite their style, then you can pick one up that way. But there is no way to currently subscribe and get these Quad of the Month subscriptions. So if you're sad that you missed out, then definitely pay attention to our newsletters, as we will have more of these subscriptions coming in the future. It's been fun to see what you all want. I think we put the question out there a little bit ago on our fan page to see what kind of monthly subscriptions would you find to be fun as we think about what we want to do in the coming year. So this current Quad of the Month subscription period is for July, August, and September. And then we will be done through the end of this year, and then we'll launch something fun in the new year. So I know the fall is a busy, crafty season anyway, so we're going to take a break and figure out what we want to bring to you in the coming year. So one little caveat too. I know that some of you like to be surprised by your Quad of the Month subscription when it gets to your doorstep. If that's the case for you, then you're going to want to tune out now, because we are going to take a look at the quad. We're going to use it together to create some projects. That will give a lot of you the opportunity to, potentially add on and make a purchase of some of the items we're using. If you want to create cards that are similar to what you're seeing today, then you can make that purchase and it will arrive on your doorstep right about the same time as your Quad of the Month club subscription. So, should we get started?
Exciting.
I haven't even checked to see who's joining us today. So, hello. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Mary. First live and first quad. Awesome.
Woo!
Hi, Karen in Illinois. Susan's here in Arizona. Hello, Vicky, North Carolina. Awesome.
Yeah, so this could be new because this starts the next 3 months.
Yes.
We could have a lot of
We
new
could
people.
have some new people. So if this is
Cool.
your very first Quad Club membership shipment, then raise your hand out there, because we did start this back in, was it April?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe April was our first month. So we did a 6-month and a 3-month option. So we allowed those of you who maybe didn't get in on the first 3 months to sign up for the second 3 months, which is what we are entering now, the July, August, and September. So we have probably some new people joining us that haven't ever seen one of these before. So Catherine says it will be her first one.
Yay.
Awesome. Oh, and yes, thank you, Charlie. Charlie's out there helping with comments on our Facebook page. So you can also note that if you do decide that the particular Quad of the Month is not your style and you want to sell it, you do have to wait until the 15th of the following month to list that for sale. So that gives everybody an opportunity to get theirs, maybe to try it, and that kind of thing. So that's one of the rules on our buy, sell, trade page, is that you do have to wait until the 15th of the following month if you do want to list that. So, all right, let's see who else we have here. Hello, Jenny in New Jersey. Wow, lots of people joining us today.
Yay!
Awesome. Well, this is also the first time we have multi-streamed to both YouTube and Facebook for our Quad of the Month subscription live. So I know we've got some newbies joining us here on YouTube too, which that's always fun to see. So should we get started?
Yes, I'm so excited.
Okay.
It's so good.
should introduce the voices in the background. If you haven't joined us for a party before, then we have the party patrol over here, Whitney and Susan.
Woo-hoo!
Whitney's voice is the louder one.
Sorry.
No, we just were talking about that this morning. So they'll be in the background kind of chatting with me as we work through the quad, and that just makes the atmosphere more fun and party-like. So the other thing about this particular quad and every quad we've released is every month we have named it after a party. So April was surprise party, and then May was, you guys are gonna have to help me.
Oh,
What was May?
There was birthday.
Oh, pattern party.
Pattern party.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Surprise party, pattern party, and then last month we had a garden party.
Oh, we were
So
Garden
we did a little
party.
garden party last month. So what do you guys think? What is this month? What's your guess? What kind of party are we having? And I'm not sure anyone has super young children, but Whitney's going to sing a little song for us here in a second, because this particular quad name was kind of derived from a kid's TV show. So that's not really much of a hint, but we've got some guesses for pool party, beach party, back to school party, rock party, Christmas party,
Oh.
party animal, tea party. I love all the guesses because, we do have a few months left. Of course, next month's already done, but then for our last month, we're still in development for that. So you guys are giving us some ideas too. Shark party. I love it.
Shark Week?
Is it Shark Week?
Maybe
I don't
that's
know.
why.
I don't know. That's funny though. Our little guy Henry has gotten really into Baby Shark, which I know that has long since passed the annoyance of Baby Shark do. But it's still very alive and real at our house.
Yes.
But yes, I love it. Oh, fun. Karen said, is your shirt a hint? She wants an animal party. That would be fun, but no, I didn't coordinate with the name of the stencil today. So far, I haven't seen any correct guesses. So we've got a surprise for you guys. All right, let's get down to business then. I'm going to move you guys down to the screen in front of me, and we're going to do our big reveal. Still have the guesses coming in. Plaid party, crafty party, fall party, rainbow party.
Oh, a rainbow party.
Fruit party. Oh. Okay, well, here it is. Hard to tell what it's going to look like yet, but you will receive in each of your Quad of the Month subscriptions a label that you can use to store your quad stencils in our perfect pouches. And here's the little label that comes with this month's stencil. We are doing a word party.
Word party. The party's just begun. Whitney's a good singer.
Yes, apparently word party is it the name of the show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is a show, and what's the rest of it? Something about where words are fun or
Yes.
something like
It's
that?
to teach like toddlers all their words. Like, what does this word mean? But every time we say word party, all I think about is that song.
Yes, I know. That's so great. So one of the things we have not really explored a lot at Tailored Expressions is incorporating words into our stencils. And so we thought it would be fun to give you guys some different words in stencil form in a really fun and unique style. And they can be used for lots of different occasions. So we'll be making a thank you card, a birthday card, a love card, and kind of a congratulations card, all with this one stencil. So if I flip this over to the packaging on the back, you can see this looks a little different just for our Quad of the Month subscribers. And you get the inspiration built directly into the packaging. So you can see over here on the left, Jill Hawkins took the stencil and inspired you with her projects. And then this is the project that I created with the 4 layers of the stencil, or the 4 quadrants. And we will be using that and creating this version on the right during the live today. So lots of inspiration. Down here at the bottom, you also get the different colors that were used to blend each of these, along with what stamps and dies were used to create the projects. So a really good source of inspiration as you get started with your quad. Yeah, not a math party. Charlie asked if it was a math party. Nope, word party. No numbers involved. Okay, so before we get to stenciling, let's show you the actual inspiration. I feel like it always looks just a little bit better than the printed packaging inspiration, but check out these cute cards from Jill Hawkins. She has such a gift for white on white on white. Don't you think so, Susan?
Yes, we talk about it all the time.
Yes, I love
How
how she creates such dimension. She's got 3 white layers here, and yet it looks so dimensional. And she's popped up that inner layer of the actual stenciled piece and paired it with some mini strips. I love how she added her signature stitching details onto some of the letters in the stencil. So this is thanks and celebrate. And then we have 2 horizontal versions with some confetti built in that give you love and yay. So she did kind of the same thing where she used her sewing machine to stitch that zigzag design down the side of the letters and just really add some texture to that background, which I think is so fun.
Jill.
Also signature Jill, stitching and white on white on white, which I love. So the colors that she used here are pink champagne, Dijon, oyster, and blueberry. Not
Sounds
a color
like an
combination.
inspiration card I should
It
make.
does. Yes, definitely make your inspiration card for this because it's not one that I would normally put together.
I love it.
So speaking of inspiration cards, thank you for the segue, Susan. These are our inspiration cards, and Susan is the master of inspiration cards. So she has this little tub that she keeps here at the office, and I'm always asking her, can I look in your tub of inspiration? You know, I really should do my own, but if I can just borrow yours, that's great. So we pulled this card out of Susan's inspiration tub and used it for the set that we'll be creating together today. So I actually, because there are only 4 layers of the stencil, I took out the strawberry milkshake and used these 4 colors. So that's candy corn, dragon fruit, blue raspberry, and blueberry. So here's what those look like. I love the pop of black. I think it really adds a lot when you add that black sentiment with white embossing. Kind of makes the whole design come to life. So there's the celebrate and the thanks.
So cute.
Then here's the yay and the love. So I was pretty excited about this one. I know it's just the smallest little detail, but adding this little heart inside the O and the E just kind of tickled my fancy. So
It's the small things.
I know.
You're like, it works.
You're like, look what I came up with. I put a heart.
Sure it's not the black glossy cardstock?
Maybe it's just the black glossy. I know. It's Susan's favorite. Whenever we're like, what should we add to this? Black glossy cardstock. Okay, before we get started, I have one more bonus set of inspiration just for our live watchers, and that is this set that Jill also created. So this is a fun, bright set. This looks like mulled wine, cherry pop, lemon meringue, and candy corn. So really bright and fun. Again, love how she stitched that frame in place here. She is just a master with her sewing machine. I don't know how she does it. Look at how thin that frame is, and she just stitched perfectly right in the center.
Jill, you're a master.
Jill, amazing. Love it. I also like the black splatter on here. That's something that you might not pull out from the video, but it really adds a lot of texture to the background and just a little bit of added interest without a lot of extra work. So here's the yay and the love.
My favorite fun fact is that her sewing machine has never seen fabric.
Yes, Jill will
So
tell
funny.
you that she has never sewn a piece of fabric with her sewing machine. It's just for paper. So, okay, so here we are with our stencil. And if this is your first time getting a quad stencil, then here's what you're in store for. They are 4 layers. At least all of our quad of the month subscriptions are 4 layers. We do have a couple in our regular collection that are 3 layers. But we have the etched item number down here at the bottom. Let's see if I can catch that in the light here. And you can see that it says -1. So typically we will try to put these in the order that makes the most sense, but with some stencils like this one, it really doesn't matter what order you go in. So sometimes it helps if we're doing leaves or florals to do a certain portion of it first, but with this particular one, you could go in any order that you want. I am going to start with layer 1, and I have my Create and Quad paper here. So the way that I instruct using quads, we want a piece of cardstock that's going to fit perfectly behind the etched guideline that runs all the way around the outer edge of the stencil. And that etched guideline is for a piece of paper that's 8 by 10.5. So it's a little bit smaller than an 8.5 by 11 sheet. And once I align it back here, I'm just going to tack it down with some teal tape. If you haven't used teal tape before, it needs to be in your collection.
Yes.
Super useful for lots of things, holding paper down, especially while you're stenciling. It is just tacky enough to give you that good stick, but you can make it less tacky if you want by placing it onto your hand or onto a piece of clothing to get rid of some of that tackiness. So once you have lined up that piece of paper behind the stencil, you only have to do that with one layer, and you'll see how that happens as I start to get blending and explaining as we go. But the reason why I use the 8 by 10.5 paper is because when we're done with this, we can simply cut it in half with 2 cuts. So at 4 by 5 1/4, so you'll end up with 4 equal size pieces. If you cut it, or if you like your paper 8.5 by 11, you can certainly do that, but you'll just need to cut off 1/4 inch all the way around the outside before you make your cut down the center both directions. Hopefully that makes sense. Now what I'm going to do that will help us with alignment as we go is tack the paper down to my grid paper placemat. And this is going to allow us to only align one time, and then we're going to use these squares to help us continue to align the subsequent layers of the stencil. We want our paper to stay in place on the placemat, which is why I adhered it down to the placemat, because then when we're ready for layer 2, I can simply pull the stencil up, the paper stays in place, and we'll use these alignment squares to line up the next layer. So for now, let's pick what color we want to do first.
What are you going to start with?
I think my new favorite, dragon fruit.
Yes.
So dragon fruit is a new color for us that released in May, and it's a little bit like a lollipop. Lollipop is our hot pink color, but it has more intensity, just a little bit darker than lollipop. And I'm kind of loving the little bit of magenta that's in there. It could go, as a purple too. Some people see it as a purple, others see it as a pink. I'm already thinking, you guys, I don't know if I'm gonna make it an hour in here with the heat
I know.
of these
turn
lights.
the air? It's because it's a party. We
Oh.
get hot.
I
Okay.
told you yesterday. Remember?
Yes,
My live
you didn't think
yesterday?
you were gonna make it yesterday on your live.
Sweating.
I forgot to freeze it out in here. Typically we try not to turn on the air in this room because I'm not sure if it's loud for everyone, so
Okay,
tell
them to
us
turn it on and
if
tell
you
us.
think it's on now. So if it's distracting or loud, we can turn it off, but Taylor might
Pass out.
so also we don't want that.
And Taylor's always cold, so
Yeah,
if
that's
she's
true.
hot, yeah.
Usually I am cold, so if I'm hot, you know that it's hot.
I think it's supposed to be super hot today outside too, and like muggy.
Yes, more rain is on the way.
Oh man.
I heard tonight.
Good deal.
All right, so we've got that first layer. There we go.
Whoop whoop.
That's just fun.
It is. It
I feel like
glides
the word,
on.
yeah.
I know that's maybe a lesson for us that we should keep our ink pads well inked, re-inked, because a well inked new ink pad is so easy and smooth to blend with. All right, so we'll peel that layer off. Like I said, that cardstock is going to stay right in place for us. And then we're going to use those alignment squares that I traced with my pencil. We're going to pull out stencil number 2, and we are going to place it over those squares. Oops, sorry. This way. So there's a lesson for you guys. Just make note which corner you have your number in, because every subsequent layer needs to be in the same corner. But the alignment guides will tell you too, because I had mine turned the other way and they didn't match up at all. So it will let you know if it's not right. Okay. Feeling good about that. I'm going to tack that down to the teal tape that's still in place, but I'm also, just for kind of peace of mind, I'm going to put down a piece of the teal tape on top as well. So next up, let's do blueberry.
Every time I see blueberry, I'm like, why don't I use that more often? Because I love it.
Love that color.
It is a great
Such
blue.
a great blue.
It's a more vibrant blue, more of a royal blue than our blue corn, which is a true navy colored blue. So it's a little bit more peppy. It's like a happy blue.
Maybe that's why I love it.
Because you're peppy!
It's got that happy, peppy blue color.
Yes, I guess, I don't know that people would normally describe a color as peppy, but it's just appropriate for a lot of occasions. Great for 4th of July, great for boy birthdays. The other great thing about this stencil is that there aren't a ton of openings. So you can kind of follow the openings on the stencil and you don't have to blanket the whole thing. You know, trying to save your arms a little bit on this one.
Oh, I'm all about that.
As far as the amount of blending that you need to do. I know.
I have a bit of good news for you.
What's that?
They can't hear the air conditioner. So
Oh,
you don't have to.
so I don't have to pass out today?
No. I was so warm yesterday. I'm like, I don't sweat much, but I am sweating.
Well, that is good news for you then too. Next
Yeah.
time you go live, we can turn the air on.
Yeah.
It does though, I mean, it cools down fast too, and then you don't want to be cold either.
Well, let us know when you're cold.
I'm good. I feel good.
Whitney's gonna go get her parka.
I know.
If you get an opportunity to visit someday for a Tailored Expressions tour event, you can come up and see our production studio and you'll understand right away why we're hot, because there are about 7 lights, I think, shining on us here when we're doing these lives to give you guys the best view of what we're doing. Okay, so that's layer 2. And I'm going to peel this teal tape up so that I can use it again on the next layer. Leave that paper in place. And then we'll move to stencil layer 3. Let's figure out this direction. Line up those squares. You can start to see the words come together, so start paying attention to those guides as well. Let the stenciled pieces guide you as you lay down your next layer. All right, let's do candy corn next.
I don't think I would have put these colors together.
That's the beauty of the inspiration cards.
I know.
Because
that's-
I wouldn't
love
have
that.
either until, I don't know. Susan, how do you decide what you want to do for inspiration? Do you play with it or do you look around for inspiration? And put cards together that way. How do you?
How do I decide what goes on my card? Or
Yeah.
How do I pick which card?
No, how do you decide what goes on your cards? When you sit down and you want to come up with new color combinations for your tub.
I've got a base started, so I don't. It's more like the other day I walked through the studio and someone had a pretty striped shirt on, and I was like, oh, those are interesting colors. I asked her, can I take a picture of her sleeve, and I did, because it was like, I don't know, had an orange in it and a navy blue, and I haven't made that one up yet, but it kind of is just something that strikes me. If I see a bedspread, then I'm like, oh. I suppose when I first started, maybe I was looking and I would Google like blue color combos, and then if I saw something that struck me, then I would try to. And I like to look at cardstock, because then you can lay all the pieces out and look at it and decide what I like. But you can either do your cards in ink or in cardstock. It just depends on what you like. But yeah, once I had a base going, now I just add when I see something that inspires me, like Jill's card.
Like Jill's, yes.
I will make that one up, because I don't know that I would have thought. Because honey's not one I reach for a lot, but it's really, really, really growing on me a lot. I use it more than I used to. So I don't know. Find random things. A lot of times it's clothes or bedspreads or wrapping paper. That's another one that catches my eye.
Oh, yes.
So, and sometimes, we don't have quite the cardstock, so sometimes it works because there's so many millions and millions of
variations
colors.
of color. Yeah. So then you get out the TE cardstock and you piece it together, and maybe this orange looks better than this one, and yeah.
Actually, it's kind of a fun thing for me, because I'm like, I don't know.
It is fun.
I don't know. Not always thinking about it, just pops up. So I love these colors. They're very bright. Cheery.
Peppy. Perfect for a word party.
Woohoo! Careful, Whitney's going to start.
They already lost that. They're like, why did that girl sing?
I love it. Okay, so here we go. Last layer. Finish this off and we'll see these words come together in this fun kind of graphic representation of these words. I think it's super unique and just unexpected. So it is Friday. I feel like I should ask everyone, what are your plans for the weekend?
We're having a party.
And we are having a party.
Yay.
So earlier this week was, well, I guess I should maybe explain that Whitney is my sister. In case they're new here, they might wonder how we have the same mom if they didn't know we were sisters.
That's true.
But yes, Whitney is my sister, and our mom turned, well, maybe I shouldn't out her. Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Our mom had a birthday, a particularly big birthday this last week, and so we're having a party.
Yay!
Yes, it's going to be
Celebrate our
fun.
mama.
Yeah, so hopefully the weather is nice tomorrow for the party.
And our sister's in town.
Our
Our
other
baby
sister came in. So, yes, I have two sisters. I'm the oldest. So I always benefit from those cards that say, like, I'm still younger than you. And I can never send them to you guys. So, but our youngest sister is in town from California to celebrate Mom's birthday. So we get to have sister time tonight.
Woohoo!
So it's a fun Friday.
Some people are saying that they're staying inside because it's so hot.
Ooh, crafty time.
Yes. Stay inside and get some crafty time. Yeah, somebody said they missed the reveal in the beginning. So this reveal right here is going to be your first look at the full stencil. So let's pull it off. Here it is. It's a word party. Okay, so have I said word party enough? I think maybe I have. All
I
right.
think we surprised everyone. No one was able to come up with word party.
Yes, I love it.
Pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Next month's party, I do have to say, it's a theme that we wanted to do, and we just put party behind it. So I think you guys are going to love it, but
Yes.
I'm not sure there are going to be any guesses of what it is. So here it is. Yeah, take some wild stabs at what it is. All right, so we have our thanks and celebrate, and then we have our love with the heart confetti, and we have our yay with the kind of birthday party confetti. So let's go ahead and cut this down now, and if you did miss the beginning, then I will mention again that I stenciled on a piece of paper. This is our quad cardstock, so we sell this already pre-cut. If you want to buy it in sugar cube and toffee, those are the colors we have available for blending on. But it's already pre-cut to the perfect size for quads. So this is 8 by 10.5, which is going to allow you to make just 2 cuts here in order to get 4 panels measuring 4 by 5.25. So we will put this into our paper trimmer and make that 4-inch cut first. And then we'll turn this here and do the 5.25. And here, 5.25. Easy peasy. I guess technically it was 3 cuts because I did have to cut the last 2 pieces separately, but there are our 4 panels. I think we'll get started with maybe the most difficult one first in case I lose you guys as this goes on. But this one, let me get out my inspiration for this. Here's what we're going for. And I wanted to get this fun kind of all over star pattern. This was actually Susan's idea. She said, I wonder what if you used the rotating stars stencil and just didn't rotate it. So I placed this over the top to kind of find, this is our rotating stars. If you haven't seen this, the whole idea is that you stencil one color, rotate it, stencil another color, rotate it, and then you get this whole pattern of stars in 4 different colors because you can rotate it 4 different directions. Now, it has obviously other uses, so I'm not going to be using it that way. I am going to be using it as you can see here. So I'm just going to move the stencil around and try to position it where I can see the stars where I want them. And I don't want any of the stars that are going to overlap my letters. So what I'm going to do is grab some of my removable labeling tape and I'm going to tear off a few small pieces. And I'm actually just going to cover up the stars that overlap my letters. Does that make sense? And then we're going to tack this down with a teal tape. And we're going to grab a couple more down here at the bottom. And that is one way to mask areas off of your stencil that you don't want to get ink onto.
Quick and easy.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer too so you guys can see what that looks like. So basically I just covered up the stars that were overlapping the word that I had already stenciled. And now I'm going to use my VersaFine Clair with my black blender brush. And we're going to go over this. So that we get some pretty black stars on here. Now don't worry if there are open spaces or dead white space in your star pattern, because I have a solution for that. Once we pull this stencil off, we're going to add some stars in glossy black, glitter black, silver glitter to add some pop to the design.
Make it an extra party.
Yes. Martha asked about your quad club expired last month, but I can't find where to sign up again, and I'd love to do that if I can receive this quad. I did kind of cover that at the beginning, that we had an open enrollment period for people to subscribe, and that was in June. So if you missed out on subscribing in June, we are not accepting any more subscriptions or members for the Quad of the Month Club. So I'm sorry I don't have great news for you on that, but we do have to close those down so that we order the right amount and have them all ready for people to go. But we will be launching some kind of subscription or membership-based things in the new year. It might not be quads again, but some other fun stuff that we dream up. Because I know it's so fun. Isn't it fun to get a package on your doorstep every month?
Yes.
I like to be surprised.
I do too.
I get a few myself. Don't tell John.
The funniest thing I ever subscribed to was a snack box. And it would send me pre-picked out for myself. I told them all my likes and dislikes. And they would send like gummy bears, a trail mix. And
They were like little sample pouches,
Yes!
right? I did that too. I forgot what the name was, but
It was so good.
that one was fun. And as a gift, someone actually got our family as a gift this past Christmas a subscription to, I think it's called Universal Yums. And it's kind of like a snack box, but every month is from a different country. And it comes with this little write-up about like the snacks that you're getting and the country that they came from, and I think that's
super cool.
isn't that fun? And we always sit down as a family, and you know, they're just like small things, so we split it up into pieces, and then we all kind of vote on which was our favorite from the box. And this month's box came from Indonesia.
Ooh.
Okay, did I get them all? I think I did. Yes. Okay, so in order to fill in that pattern, I just took some of our stars that I have in my little dish here. I cut these from black glitter cardstock and silver glitter cardstock using our Little Bit Stars die, and just popped them in kind of the open white spaces to fill in that pattern. Now, you can see I have a little boo-boo down here, we'll call it. So that's a great spot too to add a little star just right over the top of the other one. And cover up the boo-boo.
We had a boo-boo? I missed it.
Oh, it was just really tiny. Like you could hardly even see it, but a little ink pad blip, and so I just covered it up with a star.
Perfect.
We love creative embellishment use for covering up mistakes or boo-boos.
I was going to say, I always need tips on how to cover up boo-boos because I'm still working on it. Like, ah!
All right, so I have this pre-cut, again from glitter cardstock. I think the glitter really adds something fun to these designs. This is from our A2 thin frame cutting plate. So it cuts all of the frames in like a very thin frame, but you get multiple cuts from one pass through with your die. I don't have it in front of me, otherwise,
Oh, yeah.
do I have it?
No.
I thought I saw it somewhere today.
It's probably just Whitney cleaning up. Oh, gosh, forbid.
Yeah, don't do that, Whitney.
Just blame Whitney. It's fine.
Okay, so we're gonna put that frame around the outside here. And then we're gonna put that on our card base. So for my card bases today, I did one in each color of the colors that we blended with. So I've got my blueberry, dragon fruit, blue raspberry, and candy corn. This one's gonna go on candy corn, and we're going to use our 1x3 foam strips. Have I told you lately how much I love you? 1x3
so
foam strips.
So true.
Just pop them up on there. No sagging because you've got a nice thick strip of foam adhesive. We didn't have to do any cutting of our foam. Comes on a nice big roll. This has got to be, oh, I don't know, my third roll of these, and it's almost gone.
It's almost gone.
So this is a lot less than what you would normally get on a roll. Okay.
No saggy middles.
Yes.
That's how I keep my middles together.
Nobody wants a saggy middle, but
I have one.
so I do too.
Just not on my cards.
Not on my cards,
We'll say
yes.
that. Keeping my saggy middle cards to 0.
All right, so there's our Celebrate. And we're going to pop a sentiment on here. This is from our Mini Strips birthday set. And it says, make a wish. So I can just place that right over my T down here at the bottom. I thought that was a good placement for it without getting in the way or making the sentiment unreadable. So I am going to cut one of these strips now. Show you how easy that is too. So I can just use that backing. The sticker backing keeps the gunk off of my scissors and allows me to cut it in whatever size I want. Okay.
Gravity happens, Sally says.
Thank you, Sally.
Yes, it sure does. No matter how hard you try to resist it. All right, so there are my 2 Celebrate cards. You can see how those turned out. Let's move on to the next one. We're gonna do Thanks. So I wouldn't call this hard, but it is a little bit more involved than the last 2 where we're really just adding embellishments. So with this one, I am going to use my additional A2 layer dies. This comes in regular A2 layer stacklets and additional A2 layer stacklets. And obviously I have both sets. I think you need both sets. But what both sets get you is the ability to layer with a 1/16 inch border around the outside. So that's difficult to cut with a paper trimmer, and kind of the main benefit of having both sets. But sometimes there's just, you know, one layer that happens to fit exactly what you want a little bit better. It's nice to have both options to choose from. But I chose one from the additional A2 layer stacklets. It's the fourth largest. And I'm going to center up that Thanks. And we'll tack that down with some foam, or not foam, Scotch removable tape. And then we can send that through the die cut machine.
That's the exact reason right there that I love those dies. Because you can decide exactly, you don't have to think like, how do I center this up with my cutter?
Right, you're
or
not
my
using your
trimmer.
paper trimmer and trying to cut little bits off of each side so that it's equal, and you can choose exactly what size you want. I mean, if you wanted to cut it even smaller than this, there's room to go down another few sizes and cut it smaller too.
Because I always think, yeah, I can cut a rectangle, but when it comes to something like this, like it just makes it effortless. Or like if I did a design and my boo-boo happened to be in the upper left corner, I could,
You could
know,
cut that off.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. We use them all the time.
Yes.
Okay, so there's that. And another little trick for those of you that do have this, I love that we did this because it really helps. We ended up cutting each of the layers out of a different color cardstock. So when I went to decide what die I needed, I could go back and grab the cardstock that perfectly fit and then match it up to my die. And I can also trade these cardstocks between sets so that I can see how they layer together. So
That's
I do
funny
have...
because I originally did it thinking we were going to make a project with them.
Oh.
I didn't really think we would, like, keep
Well,
them, but they've been helpful.
They have been helpful. So I was going to see if I could find here and explain to people
Without messing
how...
them up.
I know. Okay, so
We
if we
should mark
take
them, like,
the
put a little
biggest
A.
one here, and the biggest one here, and we put them together, you can see, hopefully they're the same color, so it is really hard to see. Bad idea. But you can see it gives you just a 1/16 inch border around the outside when you pair the two biggest sizes from each collection. So the same would be true as you move down in size. You would, the second biggest here and the second biggest here would give you a 1/16 inch border around the outside of your project.
You can see it.
Okay, good. Now I forgot which set came from where. I think it was this one went here and this one went here. We'll fix that later if I'm wrong.
I was going to say I can organize that.
Okay, so we cut that out with our layer stacklets, and then I had these again pre-cut with our A2 thin frame, and we're going to put the black glossy piece around the outside, and then the silver glitter piece on the inside. A little bit of liquid glue. You know what? Now that I'm remembering that Hannah's here, our youngest sister, she should have come and
I know.
been on camera
Everyone could've
today.
met her.
I know.
Is she coming here at all?
No, I don't think
I don't
so.
think she is coming today. She has been here before, but she got in late last night, so she's sleeping.
Her Uber didn't get to sleep in.
That's
Yeah.
true. Sorry,
Picked her up
Whitney.
at midnight. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, there they are. We're getting some questions about what kind of storage envelopes do I keep my layer stacklets in, and those are from Stampin' Storage. So they are their die storage pockets, and they fit our magnet cards in them just perfectly. So we don't sell these on the TE website, but they are from Stampin' Storage, so you can grab them there. All right, let's do, what color card base did I do on this one? Now I've lost my inspiration
Bases?
piece.
Oh.
So I have no idea what direction I'm going. All right, we're gonna use our 1x3 foam again. There it is, right where I was looking.
It was hiding.
So I don't think I mentioned this before, but I'm using the regular height of the, or regular thickness of the 1x3 foam strips, but they do come in a thin as well. So the regular pops it up 1/16 of an inch, and the thin is 1/32 of an inch. So if you have a post office that's a little picky on the dimension of your cards, the thin is a wonderful option. Or if you plan to pop up multiple layers on your card, then the thin can help you do that without getting your card, you know, super dimensional. Okay, so with the thanks, I am using a mini strips from our Mini Strips Thanks add-ons. So we have a whole set of add-ons that will help you add things on to the phrase thanks. So thanks for everything. Thanks, you're amazing is what I had on my original project. There's a thanks so very much. I think there's a thanks for your generosity. Thanks for your service. Thanks for the wonderful gift. Those kind of things. So,
Thanks cards are what I need the most.
yes.
I send so many of them.
I send so many hellos.
Do you?
Yeah.
I guess I could do interchangeable ones because many of my thanks cards are like, thanks for being my friend.
Oh, Whitney, you're cute. All right, so there are those two cards. Now, our last two cards are kind of similar in the way that they are embellished. I am bringing in our black bits and pieces rhinestones on both of these, and then this one has some silver and glossy black hearts from our Little Bits Hearts set. So I'll bring in these panels and you guys can just kind of watch me lay out these last few cards. We're just going to start popping rhinestones into this background. Sometimes I choose to cover up some of the circles that are in the background, and sometimes I'm avoiding the circles. It kind of just depends, but there are already little pieces in here, and you know that we've already paid attention to the spacing of those pieces, and so following them as a guide is sometimes an easy thing to do. Makes it simple, and you don't have to think. That's the kind of card making I like.
The thought process is already done for
Yes,
you.
which is why
And
when
you know you're going to like it because you saw it.
Yes. That's why I came up with the creating quads anyways, to make it more enjoyable, easier, simpler. Then after we get this down, we can just grab our little embelly jelly and some glue and we'll pop them on the background. All right. So once I have them in place, it's pretty easy to just come into the background with my glue bottle, my liquid glue bottle, and we'll pick one up, place a glue, drop a glue down, and place that rhinestone right back over the top. Then you know your rhinestones are placed where you want them. This is almost always how I do it, rather than put my glue drops down and then put the rhinestones on top of them, and inevitably they're not quite where I wanted them.
It's amazing how long you can move rhinestones around.
Sure is. I've seen you spend a little time on that.
Who, me?
When I first started working here and I didn't know what a Misty was and embelly jelly, I soon and fastly realized how simple it makes the embelly jelly makes the process
The
go.
whole process, yeah.
I remember placing things down and then moving them, and without it, it's too much. You're like, I need that little tool with the gooey thing on the end.
Uh-huh. I know, and it is a funny kind of name. I guess you remember it, but talking to people who aren't crafters about what you're using and calling it embelly jelly, they're
They're like, what?
I don't know, I need that belly jelly stuff, but that doesn't sound great either. I don't want any belly jelly. We just talked about that sagging.
Hey, Sally told us it's fine. It's gravity.
Okay. All right, so there's the love. I'm gonna pop in a few of the, I've got some little hearts in my tray here that are cut from the silver glitter cardstock, so we can add a little bit of kind of interest. Maybe we'll put this big one here and the little one over here. And a couple down here. Oh, that one's black. All right. And you can do paper with embelly jelly too. It doesn't have to be just embellishments. So like I need a song.
Word party.
I wonder if we caused anyone to look up that song today.
I know. Sorry.
What do they call that when you get a song stuck in your head? An earwig? Is that what it's called?
Ooh, I don't know.
So on this one, I am going to put the dots down first because I've decided I just want to put them in the centers of all of these larger confetti asterisk style pieces. So if you do have a guide and you know that you just want a rhinestone in the center of all the flowers, well then of course put your glue down first because that's going to make it easier. All right. I think on my original I did a few more black glitters in the background, black rhinestones, but for the sake of time today, you guys can get the picture how that would look, and feel free to add more is more if you're on that train. Okay, so we've got foam tape to put on the back of these. Sometimes I try to take 4 off at a time and then put them down, and sometimes it bites me in the butt because they get stuck together, and other times I'm like, look at that, I saved all that time than having to peel one at a time. So do this at your own risk, knowing that they might get stuck together if you're not careful. We're going to put the yay on a blueberry card base, and then the love on a dragon fruit card base. Here's yay.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, who does that remind you of?
Me.
Henry.
Oh, it does remind me.
I know, that's one of his favorite words now is yay! And I love it. He gets so happy about the littlest things. He loves watching, I think I've told you guys before that he loves golf. So he loves watching golf videos on YouTube, just random men swinging golf clubs. Like PGA Tour videos is what we put into YouTube, and he'll just watch for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, which is amazing for Henry to sit still for 20 minutes. But after somebody swings their club, he'll say, yay!
Oh, I think it's because we spent hours in the backyard with him when he does that, right?
Yes. We encourage
like everyone encourages his swing.
with lots of yays.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're going to do yay, so proud of you for this one. And I've got my little strip piece up here at the top that we're going to keep using. And then the last one, the love, is a little bit different. I stole part of a sentiment from Mini Strips Fun and Funny. I don't think I said, but this one, yay, so proud of you. This is from Mini Strips Grad. So there's that one. And then this one I took from Mini Strips Fun and Funny, and it says, I love you more, but something that my daughters and I always say to each other is love you more, and so I wanted to just cut off the you more, so the card ends up saying love you more. So I'm going to cut it a little bit closer on that side, and I'm cutting off the I love on this side, so we just have you more, and that's going to go right below my V. And then we did it.
Woohoo!
Our word party is complete for today. And I can't wait
I want to see
for
what
the
everybody
next
does
one.
with it.
Yes. That's always the best part, seeing
It is.
everybody's color combinations. So I want to encourage you, if this is your first month being a Quad Club member, then definitely stop by our fan page. It's on Facebook if you search Fans of Tailored Expressions. And we have such a wonderful, welcoming community over there, and we would love to see your projects. So I know that's where a lot of us find inspiration when we're looking for color combinations. So share the color combination that you used. You don't have to take a professional picture. It can just be a quick snap from your phone, but it's fun to see what everybody does. So we would love to see you over there.
Yes!
All right, it is time. It is time to say farewell. Farewell until next time. If you happen upon our live today, I will be live again for my regularly scheduled tea time on Tuesday at 9 or 10 a.m. Central Time. I don't know why 9 o'clock snuck out of my mouth. So yes, 10 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays we are live, and then we do these special lives once a month for our Quad Club subscribers. So I'm glad you happened in today. I hope you enjoy the projects that got you some inspiration as your quad ships to your doorstep starting on Monday. All right.